Academy of Art University's KR News is next. Coming up, AAU social events that aren't age appropriate for all who attend.
We shine a spotlight on youth who rock the vote.
Learn about new popular vapor pens that are used to smoke medical marijuana.
And we have an in-studio interview with AAU basketball star Crystal Fortin. All that and more coming up on KR News. Good evening. Thanks for joining us at Academy of Art University's KR News. I'm Marshawn McMahon.
And I'm Cody Edmonds. Here's what we're working on this evening. $3 per gallon gas has arrived, and in some cases lower than that. Nationwide prices have been falling due to a decrease in demand and an increase in United States production. That's according to the Automobile Association experts. While some cities like New York and San Francisco are still hovering around $3.47, some prices have fallen below $3 and plan to stay that way until at least through the Christmas season.
The U.S. Postal Service has become yet another victim of cyber attack. Information about its employees, including social security numbers, date of births, addresses, emergency contact, and other information have been exposed. The information for customers who visit online and in-store was not affected, but people who use the call center may have had telephone numbers and email addresses compromised. The FBI and other federal agencies are now investigating.
Home Depot announced that hackers stole 53 million email addresses and customers' card data earlier this week. Hackers accessed its network in April, stealing information through malware installed on the self-checkout systems in the U.S. and Canada. Home Depot said it's investigating the law enforcement and efforts to further enhance its security measures. Home Depot's vice president said they are lucky that there are only a few big players in the home improvement arena, so there are not a lot of choices to shop.
Berkeley police are looking into the death of a 20-year-old man. He was found dead early Sunday morning at a UC Berkeley fraternity house. The man has been identified as Vihab Lumba of Antioch. He was found unresponsive at just after midnight at the Zeta Psi fraternity at Bancroft Way. It appears there was a party the night before. Police do not know how long the victim was dead and are not ruling out drugs or alcohol as the possible factors for his death. Parties at Academy of Art University are causing a controversy because of the location where they're happening. I had a chance to look into the story. Jillian's is a famous sports bar located in the heart of downtown San Francisco. They have about 8 80-inch flat screen televisions, a variety of different pool tables, and an open bar. Here at Jillian's Bar and Grill is where Academy of Art University hosts special events for college students 18 and over. I spoke to 2 Academy students to get their thoughts and feelings about the school's parties and special events being hosted at a 21 and up setting.
Okay, well, considering the drinking age in the States is 21, I find it a little bit inappropriate that 18-year-olds would be allowed into this bar, just basically knowing that there's going to be alcohol surrounding them.
Admitting 18-year-olds to a 21-year-old looks kind of unprofessional from a school standpoint, seeing that you have a majority of freshmen and even sophomores that are 19, like myself, I'm 19, and I still won't be able to be admitted to a 21 and over. So I think there should be particular places specific to partnering with the Academy and hosting events.
The other problem with these type of parties is that the 18-year-olds may have friends that are above 21, and therefore they're buying them alcohol, so it's not really making any sense as to why they would even allow 18-year-olds in the first place, because they're not avoiding anything.
I reached out to AAU Campus Life party and events planner Elliot Nathan, but he didn't have time to give me a valid explanation as to why they chose this specific bar. In San Francisco, I'm Marshawn McMahon with Academy of Art University's KR News. One possible challenge is that Academy of Art University is spread out throughout downtown San Francisco, and it doesn't have a traditional campus structure.
Berkeley has become the first city in the nation to approve the soda tax. So far, 30 other cities, including San Francisco, turned it down. City officials in San Francisco now believe they were too early to put the soda tax on the ballot. They believe they didn't have enough time to get enough support and would have had a better chance in 2015. San Francisco soda tax supporters say they will try again with a new game plan and hope to see the prop on the ballot again as soon as next November. Statistics show that young people make up a big chunk of the population, but only a small percentage make it to the voting booths. Amanda Camarillo has more on the story.
According to the United States Census Bureau, there are roughly 86 million millennials in the United States. Out of this large number, only a small amount are voting. Many are trying to raise the percentage of these voters in a couple different ways. The largest organization focused on driving youth to vote is Rock the Vote. Started in 1990, Rock the Vote has been using pop culture, music, art, and technology to inspire political activity. Their latest video includes many celebrities showing why they vote and why other young people should vote too.
I'm Darren, and I'm turning out for education. I'm EJ, and I'm turning out for marriage equality.
My name is Lil Lena, and I'm turning out for reproductive rights.
The University of San Francisco is also doing their part to raise the voting percentage with youth, stating that the University of San Francisco rocks the vote, urging their students to fulfill their civic engagement. While these initiatives help encourage young people to vote, others have their own reasons.
For me, I just feel like it's important that everybody share their voice and opinion about the matters that's affecting us, because it affected us, so that's why I vote.
What motivated me to vote was my father. My father was very into politics because his country back in Nicaragua was the reason why, you know, there was a lot of civil wars, a lot of politics. So he pretty much brought that upon me, and then I feel like it's my civil duty to kind of see where the direction of this country goes by electing our officials.
No matter what your motivation is, the City of San Francisco urges you to vote. In San Francisco, I'm Amanda Camarillo for Academy of Art University's K-Art News.
For more information on registering to vote, visit registertovote.ca.gov.
Reporter Viana Liu has the story of a local organization working to find a new owners and homes for homeless dogs.
I think my first word when I was a baby was dog. Look at them, they're perfect.
Since 1985, Pet Food Express have helped find home for over 61,000 homeless animals. There are many great dogs available for adoption. They hold dog adoption events every Sunday from noon to 5 p.m.
All the dogs that we have here, we've gotten from shelters, or their dogs have had a litter of puppies and they just give the puppies away to us because they don't have any homes for them. So for most of the dogs here, there's a good chance that they would be put down. If we didn't rescue them from the shelters that they came from, then they would just get euthanized. So, and it's not because they're bad dogs or because there's anything wrong with them, it's just because there is not enough space in shelters to keep all of these dogs.
How we get our dogs is we rescue them. We don't breed our dogs. The ways we rescue them is from owner surrender, meaning, you know, people who can't have dogs or don't want their dogs anymore, they surrender them to us. And others, we rescue them, find stray dogs or anything, or we save them from euthanization. We pick them up, stray dogs, and also, from owner surrender. That's how we get our dogs.
In San Francisco, Viana Liu, K-Art News.
If you already have a dog, remember to have a microchip put in your dog, because if your dog is lost and it doesn't have a microchip, it will be sent to the shelter.
Google has linked up with Uber and OpenTable and added new features to its Maps app. The company said its Maps app will show how long it will take for an Uber vehicle to pick you up and how much a ride would cost for users who also have Uber's app. Analysts say the additions are meant to draw more users to Google. Uber and OpenTable are not paying Google to be part of the app, but some analysts believe there is still a way that Google can be making money from this. Uber would like to raise $1 billion to further expand its service worldwide. The company has set its sights on opening up shop in Asia, Latin America, Eastern Europe, and Africa. Uber is already the highest valued private company in the Silicon Valley, and officials hope its reputation will help in the fundraising and expansion.
G-pens, or vapors, are considered one of the best new products on the market to use for smoking purposes. Crystal Forthan has details of a new pop-up shop that's just opened in downtown San Francisco.
I can answer that question here more efficiently by what a G-pen is. They are definitely the future in medical marijuana. Those who are trying to quit smoking, those who just enjoy smoking and are looking for an alternative. This is the full-sized G-pen, and it screws together like this, so that's your battery. The battery is turned on by clicking it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. On and off. This particular one is a coil for concentrates. So
vaporizing allows one to get at all of the psychoactive ingredients available within a specific strain of marijuana, minus the smoke that ordinarily takes place during the consumption. 95% of the THC in the cannabis is absorbed within the first few seconds of inhaling. Take small, shallow puffs.
have a little funnel in there.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
That's hella high.
When I'm on the go, definitely vape and it's more convenient. You gotta roll anything.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Small, put it in your purse,
Yeah.
pop it out whenever, do it in the movie theater.
Yeah, anywhere.
And that jurisdicts what pen I actually take out with me.
Okay.
And how many I take with me.
Yeah, actual,
that's
like,
true.
Yeah, buds. So, yeah, I'd say vaporizer. It's more convenient for me.
The good thing about vaporizer is it uses less than half of the cannabis required than a joint. But I'm Christopher from Academy Art University's K-Art News.
Incidentally, the woman Crystal interviewed is also undergoing treatment for cancer.
As more states approve the medicinal and recreational use of marijuana, an Oklahoma-based electronic cigarette retailer is looking to build a national franchise. Marijuana is illegal in Oklahoma, but 5 states have already legalized it, while 5 more states have it on their ballots in 2016. Tulsa-based Palm Beach Vapors are hoping this will open up the door to a huge market in cannabis oil and electronic cigarettes. As secondhand smoke becomes an issue in daily life, some counties are starting to change the smoking laws in order to prevent secondhand smoke. Alameda is now home to some of the toughest no smoking rules in the country, in hopes that it will protect the public from secondhand smoke. This means no more smoking in hotel or motel lobbies, 90% of motel or hotel guest rooms, taxi cabs, or any kind of work vehicles, child or adult care facilities, public events, sidewalks, and multi-housing units, along with bus stops and ATMs.
They're smoking, they're doing their thing, I'm doing my thing, life goes on. If I walked through a cloud of smoke, I walked through a cloud of smoke. Like, I can't be around it because I actually can get nauseous and I can, like, throw up. So if that happens, either I tell them to get out or I'll just leave myself.
And while Alameda has tough new laws, San Francisco laws stay the same, only requiring you to stand 15 feet back from any building openings. And most of the time, nobody enforcing the smoking laws if you don't do it. The current law states that there is no smoking within 15 feet of any building that has people coming through it. In the city, that usually means standing all the way on the curb. Some people find this law to be a bit too demanding.
I'm a non-smoker, but I think people who want to smoke should be able to smoke outside, wherever they want. Outside, I think so. Even though, you know, I don't like smelling it and I don't like being around it, I don't think I should be able to tell them they can't smoke outside.
The laws are planned to be effective in January. In San Francisco, California, I'm Cody Edmonds for Academy of Art University's K-Art News. The laws will be effective starting in January for Alameda County, but San Francisco County will have no new laws implemented. Social media is always a hot topic, but what makes Twitter better than all the best? Here is Alexa Peters with her opinion.
Social media is always a hot topic, but no one ever expresses what site is the best for everything because it can be difficult with how many sites there are today, with the technology world booming. We have Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Pinterest, and Ello. But the simple answer is Twitter. Twitter is a way you can express yourself through small thoughts, post pictures, and even check up on everything going on in the world. Twitter is also better because it can keep things simple. You can only tweet up to 140 characters, which is great because no one wants to sit there and read a whole book on how your hot chocolate burnt your tongue or on how lonely and bored you are with your life without a significant other. So when thinking what social media site to post something on next, stay away from the blue F and yellow ghost and just think the blue bird. But hey, that's just my opinion.
Thanks, Alexa. Let's shift gears to join Daniel Skinner for an interview with Academy of Art U's basketball sensation, Crystal Forthan.
Hi, I'm here with junior forward Crystal Forthan of the women's AAU basketball team, who's excited to be here. So, Crystal, in your career, what is one of the most biggest accomplishments you've had on or off the basketball court?
My biggest accomplishments, I would have to say, is making it to the McDonald's All-American game in high school as a senior, being able to be the best, actually the 5th player in the nation to be the best at basketball, and just being able to show that I am able to compete with the top girls, the 1 or 2 girl in the league, and just being me. Like I had fun being there because it was a Reeboks type thing, but overall it was great.
Nice, cool. So is AAU the first school that you chose to go to college at and play basketball, or did you go somewhere else before?
My first school was LSU, Louisiana State University in Baton Rouge. I actually chose this school because of one of the coaches there. Their daughter played AAU with me, so she said it was a great school. Her dad coached there. It's great overall. Like I just like being in South, period. So I mean, I had its perks, had its times, being a freshman, doing whatever, but it was great.
Cool. So compared to that experience at LSU, how does your experience here at Academy of Art University compare to that?
Here it's fun. Like I have, my teammates are great. I play with girls that I've been known since second, third grade. Just it's a different atmosphere because I'm more used to city-based type because I'm from Portland, Oregon, and being in the South is just not really city-based. It's just land everywhere.
So coming back to the city was a good atmosphere.
Oh, yeah.
You were used to that already, huh?
Oh, it was great coming back to the city. The hills, not so much, but otherwise it's great.
Cool, yeah. Well, it's nice to have you here in the Bay Area. So who's someone, whether it be a basketball player, figure, or any real model for you, who's someone in your life that you've looked up to as an example for a basketball player and also as a young woman?
Well, my favorite player is LeBron James. So,
the king.
Of course, everything he does, I try to emphasize or put him to my game on the court, or as he's goofy off the court, that's how I am personally. He just makes sure the game is fun to him. He doesn't want to be, basketball here and everywhere there. He makes sure that it's just the game is going to be fun when he plays 40-plus minutes a game every night.
Hey, well, you have it there. You've heard it from the best, Crystal Forthan. Thanks for joining you guys. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Daniel and Crystal. Now Alexis Moore joins us to give us the latest with the Academy sports teams.
It was a busy week in volleyball for the Academy of Art team. It honored its departing seniors, Kanoe Irvine and Brittany Ulmer, in their final home game and swept Holy Names University 3-0 on Thursday night. The Urban Knights then traveled to Fresno to take on the Fresno Pacific Sunbirds on Saturday. A back-and-forth first set saw the Sunbirds briefly go up 19-15, but the Urban Knights went on a 5-1 rally to even the score at 20-20. FPU responded with a run of their own and eventually went on to win the set 26-24. The second set saw much of the back-and-forth pace of the first, but this time the Urban Knights were able to take a lead after Rachel Smith set Melissa Brum to give them the 23-21 advantage. However, Fresno Pacific fought back to win the set 27-25. The third set was close until the Sunbirds unleashed a 16-1 run that won the set and the match at 25-12. Brum led the way with 12 kills, while Emily Papale contributed 7 kills and 11 digs. Kanoe Irvine also tallied 16 digs to go with Rachel Smith's 25 assists. The Urban Knights are now 12-14 overall and 7-11 in Pac West play. Their final week of play starts tonight at Dominican University. From the court to the field, as the Urban Knight women's soccer team honored its seniors and faced off against Notre Dame de Namur for their final game of the season on Saturday. Seniors Louise Fillingham, Sophie Menenses, Rachel Rempe, and Marley Sutter played their final games in an AAU uniform in front of friends, family, and fellow Urban Knight athletes. They and the rest of the Urban Knights were on their way to a victory after sophomore Laura Mick scored her first career goal on an assist from redshirt freshman Kendall Bozart in the 49th minute. Their lead didn't last long, however, as less than a minute later, Jessica Santos scored the equalizing goal for Notre Dame. The scores stay even through the remainder of the regulation. In the first overtime, the Urban Knights came out on the offensive, as Sutter shot on goal 44 seconds into the period. But shortly after, Santos would net her second goal and win the game for the Argonauts. The Urban Knights finished the year with a 3-14 record, and although the season ended with a loss, head coach Katie Auerkamp was pleased with her team's effort all season.
We had some chances early in the game, and we also had some chances in the second half, but we just couldn't capitalize. And like I've said before, it's part of soccer, and I couldn't ask for a more fun group, positive, hardworking group. They've been through the ups and downs this season, and they stuck together and looked at all the positives that were happening and just kept moving forward. So I couldn't ask for a better senior class.
Earlier in the day, the men's soccer team also honored its seniors and took on the Argonauts of Notre Dame de Namur. Mike Anderson, Brady Fierro, Joshua Leader, Frederick Nagel, and Toby Svensson played in their final games at the academy. Notre Dame jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the first 10.5 minutes of the game with goals from Esteban Baruman and Tyler Matas. It wasn't until the 24th minute when Nagel was able to bring the Knights within one, as he scored off the assist from Svensson and Alex Walsh. The Urban Knights put 4 shots on goal in the second half, but were unable to come up with the equalizer. They finished the season 7-11 and 5-7 in Pac West play. After the game, head coach Mike Keller was nothing but complimentary of his senior class.
As a group, from where the program was and to where we're getting, I think guys like Toby, Freddie, been here a long time, Brady been here the longest. Their hard work has paid off, and it's turning the corner. And then the guys who've been here lately, Josh, big time performer when he's in. Mike did well, contributes in a lot of ways. Carlos, when he's on the pitch, he makes it happen.
If you're a fan of hoops, the Urban Knights men and women's basketball team begin their season this weekend. The men's team is up in Seattle, Washington to face off against Seattle Pacific University and Central Washington University tomorrow and Saturday. Their first home game will be against UC San Diego at Kezar Pavilion on the 19th. The women begin their season this weekend in Belmont, California, facing Cal State Monterey Bay and Simon Fraser University. Their first home game will be against Cal State Dominguez Hills on the 24th. Well, that wraps up this week's latest in the Academy of Art sports world. Be sure to check out artuathletics.com to find out more information about your favorite Urban Knights sports teams. And remember, as always, be artist, be athlete.
Thanks, Alexis. Next, we have Vanessa Garcia with the latest on AAU.
Hi, everybody. A mix of kudos and events here at AAU this week. Tonight, the School of Multimedia Communications presents Come Careers. It's where you can meet industry professionals from Facebook, Intermatch, and after college to help you look for a job. The event will be held at 79 New Montgomery Theater at 7 p.m. For you nature lovers and wannabe nature lovers, this weekend, AAU is going to Yosemite from November 14th to November 16th. The event will include hiking, stargazing, bonfires, s'mores, and more. If you are interested, please email aconnors@academyart.edu for more details. Graphic designer Manjia Sao was recognized as Best of the Best in design concept for her prototype game app Air Energy. The app was part of Sao's thesis project, which encourages players to take stock of their energy used to make minor real-life changes that enhances the game's colorful, playful virtual garden. Academy of Art University also placed 4th in Red Dot Design ranking for the Americans and Europes, and it also earned a spot on Lincoln's list of top universities for graphic design. Our own Academy of Art University president, Dr. Elise Stevens, was named a community hero. The honor from San Francisco Firefighters Local 798 for her support of the largest toy distribution program in any city in the United States. Thanks to Dr. Stevens, the Firefighters Toy Program has a permanent rent-free home at the Academy's Gerald Street warehouse. The toy program operates year-round but comes into public focus during the holidays. Last year, the firefighters received 41,000 requests for toys. Support AAU's Urban Nights Radio by listening on iHeart or TuneIn Radio. You can hear live athletic team games, fun and unique talk shows, and a variety of music genres from rock to hip-hop. That's all the buzz on AAU this week. See you next week.
Thanks, Vanessa. If you want to know what's happening in the entertainment world, Molly O'Brien joins us now with details.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's news and entertainment. If you're looking for something to do and to get out of the house this weekend, then seeing a new movie in theaters may be the option for you. There's a lot of movies coming out this weekend, ones that you may have been wanting to see and ones that you may have never heard of. The Toy Soldiers, Beyond the Lights, and Rosewater all hit theaters Friday, November 14th. A bigger movie with high expectations, The Foxcatcher, starring Steve Carell and Channing Tatum, also comes out Friday, November 14th. Steve Carell steps into dramatic territory with this docudrama about John DuPont, the schizophrenic millionaire who infamously shot and killed his friend and Olympic gold wrestler Dave Schultz before locking himself in his mansion as police officers negotiated his surrender for 2 days. Next is one movie that we have all watched numerous times growing up, and a movie that some may be saying, I can't wait to see that, or they should have never made a sequel to that. Dumb and Dumber 2 hits theaters November 14th. Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels reprise their roles as lovable imbeciles Lloyd Christmas and Harry Dunn in the sequel to Dumb and Dumber from original directing duo Bobby and Peter Farrelly. The story finds dim-witted pals setting out on a wacky road trip to find Harry's long-lost daughter. Take a look.
It's a postcard from Freda Felcher. Lloyd, I'm your dad. No way.
I had a daughter. I gave her up for adoption.
What if we go track her down? You're hot for my daughter. What? Am I right? That's insane. Maybe we should catch a bus. Yeah, we got the bike. They got bike racks on the front of buses now. Can you go faster? Harry, pedaling as fast as I can. I like her a lot. Let's call her. It's ringing.
Whoever this is, we're in the middle of something very important here.
This is your dad.
What?
I gotta take this. It's my dad. She's got me on hold.
Dumb and Dumber 2.
Check out the hotties at 12 o'clock. That's 3 hours away. Why can't I check them out now?
Rated PG-13. In theaters November 14th.
That's all the time we have for this week on entertainment. Join us tomorrow night for more.
Thanks, Molly. That's it for this edition of Academy of Art University's KR News. For everyone here joining us, I'm Marshawn McMahon.
And I'm Cody Edmonds. Have a great evening. See you back tomorrow night.